office anyway, and occupied his office and demanded that he resign for allowing my speech to take place. He didn't allow it to take place. The First Amendment allowed it to take place, and he dealt with it.
Can I ask you the soft and squishy girl question?
Sure.
Were you scared? Because I would think that's got to be really intimidating. I mean,
I was overwhelmed. I was kind of taken aback.
Yeah, I mean, you look awesome up there. But
well, thank you. But I was like, when I'm speaking, I wasn't scared, and once I was in the room, I wasn't scared. But when you put your ear to the door and you hear people like bloodlust out there, yeah, it's a little frightening.
Well, and just to have to be giving police escort off of campus, that's got to be so.
Yeah, I mean, they took me out there. I felt like it wasn't even a presidential candidate, because presidential candidates don't have to deal with this usually. I mean, it was like a visiting dignitary to a hostile country. They took me out through another back way, and they took me to the car, and they said, okay, we want you to like walk directly out to the car, get in the way back seat so that you're protected, and then drive off campus. And when they drove us off campus, they have two motorcycle officers flashing their lights to lead us off campus.
Well, it's just incredible that this is what happens in America in 2016.
Exactly.
That some people are so hostile to another person's opinion just because it's different.
So dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, to repeat myself, you don't get smarter by not listening to other people.
Well, but they
get smarter by hearing what other people think, even if it's different from what you think over at Cal State Los Angeles.
It's just so funny how the left is constantly trying to talk about how we need to be sympathetic to people's feelings and ideas, but when it comes to something that's different and off of the reservation for them, it turns to violence, and it turns to cheap tricks like setting off fire alarms.
Well, and it ought not be that way.
The fact that the president of the university told the cops to stand down, basically, is unbelievable to me. If this had not been a conservative speaker, there is no way in hell he allows them to violate every fire code by blocking all the entrances and exits and pulling the fire alarm.
We'll get some phone calls here at 855-785-8255. Here is Dustin in Riverside. Dustin, were you at Cal State Los Angeles with Ben yesterday?
Yeah, I was. My buddy and I were just about the last people to get in the back. And there was such a stark contrast between the group who were madly protesting in the air-conditioned room, by the way, and those of us who were calmly and gamely just hanging out outside, waiting in the line, waiting to see it. And then they brought us around surreptitiously around back, and again, we're just calmly walking, and right when we kind of load in the back, right when my buddy and I get to there, this guy comes out the room next to us, and oh yeah, they're coming in the back, and then the security guards there were like, shut the door.
Dustin, can I ask you a question?
My buddy pulled me in the door at the last second, but
Dustin, let me ask you a question. Because I was not there yesterday with Ben, but I was there in spirit, because I do support what Ben did yesterday. I know that might strike some people as odd, but it's the truth, because I believe in the First Amendment. Question for you: the people who were protesting, the typical person, take that for what it is, the typical person who was protesting Ben yesterday, what was their perspective? I mean, because I'm sure not all of them were